Hey everybody, it's Val back with another quick check-in video. If you follow my X account, you know that I've been waiting to receive what is my last sort of purchase of a like sort of proactive collector's purchase of an action figure for the time being. This McFarlane Jason Todd Robin figure. I've been very excited to get it in the mail. I've just received it in the mail, even though they said yesterday it was going to be delivered yesterday. It was not delivered yesterday, but it was delivered today. And it was delivered in this padded envelope. And you know what that means if it's delivered in a padded envelope? Um, the card is the card is crinkled and bent. Here we go. The card is crinkled and bent. Um, yeah, yeah, it's crinkled and bent. The card, it is crinkled and bent, which makes me sad. Which gives me a sad that the card is. Look at that. Can you see that? Right there, the crinkling and the bending. So, because I was going to keep this on the card, and it's so crinkled that I am grumpy and annoyed, and I'm probably not going to keep it in the card. Um, I'm just annoyed and grumpy. I mean, this was like I think like $9 or $10, which I mean for like an action figure nowadays, like a new action figure of this size or slightly smaller, like Super Seven has like action figures like smaller than this. They go like retail for like $20+ I mean, this is great that the price point is so cheap. I just wish it did not come with the card completely destroyed. And it doesn't say on the card that it's the Jason Todd Robin, though. You know, those who know because he has like the those curls in the front. That's Jason Todd. So this is basically, it looks like the classic superpowers figure from the '80s of Dick Grayson, but you can see like the curls, the forehead curls. You know, it's Jason Todd. And this let's see, does he have a rotten, grumpy expression on his face? He kind of does have a rotten, grumpy expression on his face, just like the real Jason Todd. So that's wonderful. Um, and the they call him Jason Todd on the back. They have this info card, and it's funny because it's like it says here, Jason Todd was the second Robin, easily the most troubled. Angry and with a desperate need to prove himself, Jason's impulsive behavior led to his death at the hands of the Joker. So basically, whoever wrote this, they're blaming Jason Todd for dying at the hands of the Joker, which I was just like, oh my God. Because Jason Todd was a piece of work, but I don't think he is to blame for the Joker killing him. Or so basically, this is what happened. So Jason Todd, so all right, I'm going to tell you the whole Jason Todd story, okay? So it's basically, the Robin everybody knows from like childhood. Well, see, I can't say that because the Robin everybody knows from childhood, like millennials and such, it's Tim Drake, right? But the Robin people my age and older remember as Robin was Dick Grayson, right? That's a '60s TV show and all the cartoons, Dick Grayson. But he got too old to be Batman. No, he got too old to be Robin, and so he told Batman, "I'm too old to play Robin anymore because that's just weird." And there's a whole side thing about how having the sidekicks is weird, but I'm not going to touch it right now. So basically, Dick Grayson was like, I'm not going to be Robin anymore. So then Batman goes for a while without any sidekick. And then they're like, DC Comics is like, you know what? We need a new Robin. So, you know what would be funny? DC Comics editorial probably thought in their minds, we'll have a new Robin, but he'll be like a street thug, and he'll like, like rob the tires off the Batmobile, like for real, just like in that Christmas song. He's gonna rob the tires off the Batmobile. Is that not how that Christmas song went? No. Anyway, so yeah, he's gonna be this rotten kid, and Batman's gonna take him in, and he's gonna turn him into this wonderful kid, and yay! And so Batman did that, and it sort of worked. It sort of worked, but then it just sort of degenerated into like, like Jason Todd like throws a suspect off the roof of a building, or basically throws a suspect off of a building, like either through the window, the top window, or the roof, right? Throws the guy off, and Batman's like, Jason, did you just throw that suspect off the roof of this building? And Jason Todd's like, yes. I mean, no, I didn't do that. he jumped. And I remember that comic so well. It's like Batman's like is confronting Jason Todd, and he's just like, we're not supposed to throw suspects off a building. Like, I didn't, and Jason Todd's like, I didn't do it, man. I didn't. He jumped, man. He jumped. I did not push him or throw him off that building. The guy jumped. And that's like how you knew he was a bad kid. Because like, oh my gosh, he's a really bad kid. He's a bad kid. And so then, DC Comics was like, I don't know about this new Robin. I think he's a bad kid. So they're like, okay, I know what we're going to do. We're going to have this contest, right? It's going to be like this national PR will cover it. Every media will cover it. And basically, people can call in to say, do they still want this Robin, or should we kill him? It was literally like that. Should he basically, like, Jason Todd was like, like captured by the Joker, and like the Joker's like had like this big like, what was it, like a tire iron like above his head, like, do you want the Todd Robin to be saved, or should we kill him? And then people called in, to vote, comic fans and whatnot, and the majority called and said kill him. And so then they had the Joker the next issue kill him, like bash his brains in. Right? So this is what I'm thinking of when I see this thing here. It's like basically blaming Robin for this. And he was a rotten kid. I get that, but it is not his fault. And so basically the Joker kills him. But then, like everything in comic books, Jason Todd, comes back from the dead, and he's really pissed. And of course he's pissed. He's pissed, literally pissed, because the readers all voted, mostly voted to kill him. So he's like, and he's pissed at the readers. He's pissed of course he's pissed at Batman. It's just like just for existing, and like and then like over the course of the rest of like comic book history, like Jason Todd, he's like, he's this character called the Red Hood. Who is he? He has this Red Hood, which was the Joker's very first alter ego, by the way, was the Red Hood. So it's kind of some weird shit, So anyway, like so Jason Todd keeps coming back to confront Batman in different ways, like, hey man, and Batman's like, what? And it's like, I mean, the big moral of the story with Robin and everything, what is the big moral of the story? The big moral of the story is having a kid sidekick is a terrible idea. In real life or in terms of comic books, in contemporary comic books, it's not a great, it's not a good idea. It was a good idea at the time when it was first invented, this concept of the kids, the boy or girl, but mostly boy sidekick, because they invented it like in the 30s or 40s, probably the 40s, as like that was the stand-in for the kid reading the story, because the kid's like reading the story is like, wow, this hero looks really, like an adult. I wish, I would identify with this story. And I was like, oh, I can do it through the kid sidekick. That's like me. It's like I'm the kid's sidekick, and I'm, following the adventures of the hero, and it's so cool. That was like a story gimmick, right? And it worked for many decades until it really kind of, I don't know if it really worked that much anymore, but they still do it. I'm not against it. It's just a terrible idea. Every time Batman does it, terrible. It's just a terrible idea. And you would think that Batman would know better because he's one of the smartest men alive, right? Isn't that part of his thing? That he's one of the smartest men alive. So he would know better than to keep getting Robins. This is a terrible, terrible idea. But long story short, yeah, so this is like the last action figure or like collectible or doll-like thing I'm going to be buying in a while in terms of actively collecting. I mean, I'm not saying I'll never buy anything. And if I really see something amazing and super on sale, once in a blue moon, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll buy it, this and that. And this would be a separate video, but like I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, like, can you have too many things? Can you have too many collectibles? Yes, you can. You can't have too, at least for me. Like, so that's going to be topic for a separate video, because it's like I have a good amount of stuff. I downsized a little bit of it. I still have tremendous amount of stuff, great stuff. I love it. I just don't feel that drive anymore to keep proactively buying. And like collectors know what I'm talking about. Proactively, I just can't do it. So I was just waiting. I was counting the minutes for this Jason Todd figure to be released. And I mean, it's good timing because McFarlane lost a DC license anyhow. So like these are the last McFarlane DC figures, and going out in a bang with Jason Todd, who apparently it's his fault. Joker killed him, and wah wah. And I have to take this out of the package because it's completely sprinkled, and I'm grumpy, but that's okay. And that's it. That is the entire video I have here. Just bitching about this figure and giving you some background. And yeah, I'm still working on different setups, and probably I have a whole bunch of things with lights, and I'm figuring it out. But I just wanted to touch base and say, hey, and I will talk to you later. Take care.